Mr. President.
Senator from New Mexico.
Mr. President, over the past week, Elon Musk and Donald Trump have fired thousands of federal workers, many of them in New Mexico, without warning. The calls that I get to my office from constituents all across New Mexico expressing concern, surprise, alarm, not knowing what's going to happen next, worried about a project. A professional that I spoke to that works for the Bureau of Indian Education, who has a responsibility to help diagnose and support students with disabilities, asking, do I stay and help these kids? What's going to happen with this stuff? Now, whether it's our neighbors who work to support the national labs to keep us safe, or friends who work at the United States Department of Agriculture helping our farmers and ranchers feed our nation, these illegal mass firings are impacting communities across every corner of New Mexico. I mean, to sum this up, what I keep hearing from New Mexicans every day is, please help me. Speak up, say something, do something, bring attention to what's happening, to the harm that's being caused in our communities for all of our constituents. This isn't about Democrats or Republicans. It's about right or wrong. It's about real people. Now, instead of protecting these jobs and helping our fellow Americans, Senate Republicans are pursuing a partisan budget resolution that will make it even harder for families to afford their health care, put food on the table, or get an education for their students, for their kids. Now, this is quite frankly chaos, and it's chaos that the American people cannot afford. New Mexicans and Americans from all walks of life rely on the programs that Republicans are now attacking. These are programs that feed seniors, veterans, children, the disabled. These are programs that house our veterans and keep folks warm during these winter months. And why are Republicans ripping these services away from people who need them? To fund this Trump tax scam. Now it's 2.0. The American people and constituents across New Mexico are the ones that told me back in 2017, this certainly feels like a scam. What Republicans are saying is that middle-class families are going to get everything in here when it comes to a tax cut, but what we saw play out is if you're making millions of dollars, you did okay. You got the brunt of everything that was in this tax scam. Lying to the face of the American people. That's what happened in 2017, and it certainly feels the same now. Now, let's talk about one possible outcome of this budget resolution. In New Mexico, Medicaid covers 75% of births, supports around 92,000 children in my home state. Across the country, nearly 40% of babies are born with the help of Medicaid. For these babies and pregnant women, this program is vital, offering a chance to grow up healthier and have the best opportunity to succeed. We should all want that for our constituents. That's not partisan. Now, unfortunately, Republicans have made it clear that they are determined to slash Medicaid. They tried it in 2017. What I hear my Republican colleagues when they're being interviewed and being asked the question, are you going to cut Medicaid? They certainly attempt and try in every form and fashion to say, no, we're not going to touch it. We're just going to leave it up to the states. Let me translate what that means. What Republicans in Congress are going to do is work to eliminate every federal dollar with Medicaid. There's this acronym, FMAP. It's a federal matching program to make Medicaid work across America. That's what they're going after. And if you visit with anyone across America that knows anything about how this program works, they will all tell you without these federal dollars, this program goes away. This Republican budget resolution sets the stage for dismantling Medicaid, which could result in pregnant moms and babies losing health care. That's just one possible outcome. As I said earlier, the American people deserve honesty and transparency. Look, I understand if my Republican colleagues want to do this. Just own up to it. Tell the American people what you want to do. Let them know. Just be honest with them. That's the least that the American people deserve. Last week in the Budget Committee, I offered a number of common sense amendments to help lower costs for families, to strengthen border security, safeguard health care, promote American manufacturing and businesses, and invest in public safety. And top of mind for many Americans, I offered an amendment to ensure that Elon Musk and his companies are not profiting off the same government that he's dismantling. Elon Musk, who was not elected by the American people, is pursuing an extreme agenda to serve his own interests and greed, all while the American people are paying the price for it. If Republicans are serious about tackling the issues and lowering costs, let's work together. You have partners here ready to do this for the American people. But my Republican colleagues know better than I that what's happening under this president and Elon Musk is the cost of goods continues to go up. I don't know how many of you were at the grocery store this weekend in this chamber, but if you haven't been, go by. Go by and try to buy some eggs. You're going to see a sign that limits you to maybe a dozen, maybe two. And you're going to see the cost going up and up and up. Milk, butter. You look at it, you see it, you name it. It's all increasing in price. What happened to President Trump saying on day one he was going to lower the cost of these goods for the American people? It's not happening. Look, to sum this up, Americans will not be able to make ends meet if Senate Republicans dismantle the programs that make our country strong and secure to advance yet another tax scam. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield back.